Tabby Cat once again, coming through the sound frequency waves. The priests were speaking again today. Yesterday they weren't, so I decided to speak. The priest spoke today, and the theme of today is how all the technology we have is directed from war. And I'll attempt to go as far back as possible, but as my view is limited, I can only go as far back as I can go and as deep as I can go. And it's up to you to go deeper if you wish, or farther back. But I think if you go back far enough, pretty much all comes true, clear, that things like shoes that have been around for a while are there to protect the feet. And then things like shirts and sleeves stem from armor. People used to go out, the only need for dress was for the women, because they served the role of showing off the man's wealth. The man went out and worked, did whatever job he did, as most work was industrious in the beginning. He didn't need all this clothing because it essentially would get in the way. I'm not saying he worked in the nude, but you cover the important parts, and what you use you don't, because it's a waste of energy to move all that. So dress in its inception is for the women. Look at things like cars. People don't need cars. It's a convenience, but how were cars first introduced? In battle. And then eventually, when the war was over, in order to make more money, people like Henry Ford invented the civilian car. It's no different to airplanes. Airplanes originally were used in the military, and then they became privatized and then commercialized. Still militarized, but it's, it's commercial now, so people don't see it as a problem. Radios, low frequency radios, telegraphs, and then eventually the telephone, cordless or cell phone or smartphone. It's all military tech. It's all designed to make communication in battle easier. If you put a GPS tracker on somebody and you have to call for backup, it'd be nice to have it on the same thing, right? Your GPS tracking system and your radio back home. So we basically get somewhat demilitarized technology. And we're told that those are fashion statements. Your car, your phone, all things that people can't live without. Your computer, perfect example. Oh, what would I do if the power went out? I couldn't even use my computer. Oh no, I'd have to talk to somebody. I'd have to get in touch with something that's been around for 1 trillion years. Oh no, I'd have to get in touch with nature. Natural forces have been going on for trillions of years. Oh no. Oh, crazy. We're confined to this box world. So everything we have is a box. Car is a box. Cell phone's a box. Computer, TV, boxes. It's all military tech. And what do you do to a people you're going to eventually take over through occupation? Well, first you're going to want to disarm them, right? Because you wouldn't want them to be able to truly defend themselves. But if they could, at the same token, you wouldn't want them to have the same treatment as people who aren't standing up against you. So you're going to call them terrorists, and then you're going to set up your little proxy courts that only serve one purpose, and that's to put people in prison. And what do you have today? Well, you got all these congressmen and politicians aiming to disarm people, and at the same token, nobody wants to speak out, because if you're identified as a terrorist, bye-bye. Adios. Have fun. Have fun. It's crazy. So they're disarming the public, and they're identifying sectors of the public who are supposed to be there constitutionally, because what is the Constitution really there for? It's not to protect us from other countries. That was never the purpose. That's when the federal government would step in for us and defend us with the military complex. That's the only time federal government is involved in almost any capacity in the Constitution. It's all about states' rights. You learn that in the 14th and 15th Amendment. That's what they're there for. Once you get there, you understand that we're not talking about a federal system. We're talking about a system that all the states agreed to. It's not one entity that agreed on it. It's a combination of all the states. And how does that tie into it? Well, you slowly have to introduce these things, because nobody's going to want to put themselves in a militarized zone when they're already free. But if you allow them to enslave themselves with, notions of, if I don't have the nicest things, then nobody's going to like me, or I'll be considered less than, then people buy your things. Economically, most companies are corrupt. Politically, a lot of the high-ranking politicians are corrupt. In the military, there's scandal all over the place. So why wouldn't anybody who works in those spheres, if there's somebody we hear every day, not be corrupt? So what they give us is a bunch of BS. It's corruption on a silver platter, and everybody's so mystified by this giant silver platter that the pile of turd on top of it overpowers is overpowered by the silver. Oh, it's shiny! Oh, look at how it shines! Oh, it's shiner! That's the attitude. Ooh, sparkly thing, I'm gonna go get it. Ooh, what's that? I'm gonna go get it. Ooh, that looks new, I'm gonna get it. Ooh, let me get it. Don't look into it, just get it. That's what all the commercials say these days. Buy, 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 buy. Buy. This may kill you. Buy it. All military technology. How do you think people understand chemicals so well? Because it was used, these chemicals, in warfare. All these things we have most of the scientific progress that's been made is all around the military. So when you have a corrupt military, you have a corrupt society. Because the military is there to protect the society. But if the military itself is corrupt, then who are they protecting? Well, who writes the checks? Same people over and over again. Anyways, I wish this was just opinion. Please, if you have questions, concerns, address them yourself.